So, if you don't know what Ninjago is a popular TV show starring a group of Lego ninjas. The show is about the ninjas protecting the world of Ninjago from whatever generic evil is currently trying to take over the world. The original show lasted for 10 seasons before getting a soft reboot, and then 5 seasons later, it had another reboot. And now we are in 2026, and Ninjago is celebrating its 15th anniversary. And this is where I come in. With it being Ninjago's 15th anniversary and the reintroduction of Legacy with some banger sets, I decided to make my presence in the Ninjago fandom known. I've been a fan of Ninjago ever since 2014 when Ninjago got its first reboot. I kept up with the franchise up until the Lego Ninjago movie and Sons of Garmadon, where I felt the show didn't really appeal to me anymore. I did decide to watch some of the episodes and keep up with the show, but when March of the Oni came out, I had left the franchise. That was until I caught wind that the franchise was ending, and with that I got a little bit nostalgic and decided to catch up on Ninjago. So I only really took a 3-year break, but it felt like a long time. Now, what makes Ninjago so cool? Well, it's a show about ninjas. How could it not be cool? The charming characters, the cool action, and the history of the world of Ninjago, it's all so interesting. How could it not be cool? Anyway, I just kind of want to start rambling on why I like this show so much, so I'm just gonna do that. I remember sitting in front of the TV and just being so invested in this show. All of the characters felt distinct. Kai is my favorite. It felt like he was the main character for the pilots and season 1, but I'm glad the show transitioned into a more ensemble cast. Now, while I am a Kai fan, I'm not one of those who believe he should have been the Green Ninja. Mostly because I don't think he would look good in green. I mean, come on, he's the red ninja, he's the fire ninja, not the salad ninja. Jay is my second favorite, but he does get more development in future seasons. He can be kind of annoying in earlier seasons, but that is probably because his type of humor just isn't really suited for me, and I'm probably not the target demographic for that type of humor anyway. Cole is pretty cool, I like him. I don't have a lot to say about him, I like him in Day of the Departed and Master of the Mountain. Other than that, he just kind of exists, but other than that, I still really like him. Zane is a fan favorite, but he isn't really one of my favorites. But I can definitely see the appeal. Him being a robot makes him very unique, but he still acts more human than many of the other characters. He always has some of the funniest gags each season, even though he dies a little bit too much. Nia is another one of my favorite characters. She doesn't have much going on for her in the pilots, but in season 1 when she becomes Samurai X, that's when I get really invested in her, and the arc when she becomes the Water Ninja was super cool to see, and now the team feels hollow without her. And then we have Lloyd. Lloyd is a very difficult character for me, and I find it very difficult to be invested in him. I like him, and I do love his subplot with Garmadon in Rebooted, but seasons where he is the focus character are typically kind of boring to me. Sons of Garmadon. We also have some of the new ninja that was introduced in later seasons, like Pixel, Aaron, Sora, and Wildfire, and Frack, and they are all great and I love them all. But when you have heroes, you also have to have villains, and Ninjago has a lot of villains. Some good and some... Let's get to that a little bit. But for the most part, they are good. Garmadon is absolutely iconic, he's clearly the face of the franchise when it comes to villains. The Overlord is kind of generic evil, but like that's kind of the point of him, so I can't really bash him too much. And villains like Pyfor, Samukai, Chen, Aspera, and Nanakon are all fun to watch. Nanakon especially feels like a villain that actually challenges and outsmarts ninjas, instead of just overpowering them. But I do love the villains who are actually overpowering the ninja, like Moro or Lord Raz. Those are some of my favorite villains. But Ninjago also has some shit villains. Recently we got Dragon's Rising Season 3, and in Part 1 the main villains are this group called the Forbidden Five, and they are some of the worst villains of all time. I was not invested in them at all, I did not care for them at all. Which kinda sucks because Season 2 of Dragon's Rising had some great villains. Dragon's Rising Season 3 overall was kind of a letdown, but I still like it, just like how I like every season. Ninjago doesn't really have any bad seasons in my opinion. There are seasons that I favor, but overall, I can at least like every single one of them. I guess that's why 12 years later I still find myself coming back to Ninjago and thinking about it. Not because every season is perfect, but because at least every season tries. It tries to do something new with the characters, it tries to do something new with the villains, and they were all entertaining in some way. It was one of those shows that I could sit back and relax and enjoy whenever I was younger, and come back to now, older and more critical, and really analyze the villains and stuff from Ninjago. Now I just want a chance to talk about my third favorite show of all time. I made this channel to talk about Ninjago, and I have a lot of video ideas, plans and stuff, like doing set reviews, or talking about stuff in Ninjago, analyzing the lore, each season and why it works, why some doesn't, and just that type of video. That's what I want to do. I haven't really talked about Ninjago that much recently, with anyone really, and that is why I wanted to make this channel to just let all of my thoughts about Ninjago out there into the world. Even if no one actually watches them, at least I know that my voice has a presence online. I didn't go too in depth about each character or season in this video, and that is because that is something I want to explore more in future videos. And that is something I want to do. I really want to talk about my favorite seasons and my least favorites. I want to talk my theories and headcanons. I want to talk about topics that aren't really discussed that much in the Ninjago fandom. I would also like to discuss my Ninjago collection. I already mentioned talking about the sets. My collection isn't that big, but I at least have something from every era. And with the new Ninjago Legacy sets, oh my god, I have a lot to talk about. If any of the stuff I've said in this video interests you, then please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, then go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Gadget Go. That's the name of the channel, and I don't really have an outro yet, so Gadget Go, because it's like a play on Ninjago, and it's